computer โอเค record เลยพี่ต่อ
Okay, so drawing support. Okay, first of all, support and resistance. Why do they work? They work because, like, going to driving down the street, you see a stop sign. It works because people obey it. People see a yield sign, they know what they need to do, slow down, be cautious. So it's kind of like that. So when traders trade, they come up to support resistance. They see it coming up. So like today, see it. I saw. I drew the support here, and so that's why I try to sell out the support. Although there's never an exact line, it's just an area. But I like to be above it just to be sure. But this one here, as you can see, I did not have it drawn. I did not have it fully drawn out today. Let's see. See. So when I after I traded NQ, this is MNQ micro. So after I traded the big NQ, I wanted to trade the trend, but I didn't want to go the big size anymore because I trade at a bigger size. I traded the regular NQ earlier, and then I didn't want to trade big anymore, so I moved to this one. But as you can see here, it's not drawn out. So I just started drawing. It's basically if you can connect 2 points, then it's better. But if not, then you just kind of eyeball it. See, this one comes down to its own area. I just do this first one, and then with my experience, the next support resistance usually occur within around the same range. So here I just kind of actually to trainer. Does this candle? I waited for a pullback right here, but it's not pulling back. So having a little FOMO, I jumped in, and plus it's only a micro. So yeah, I wasn't too afraid of having FOMO and jump in and having to come back up because I plan to add another contract anyway. So if it comes back up, I'll add. But if not, then I'll catch it on the way down. So let's see. Let me make this bigger.
So a question that Pierre asked is, he asked what time frame works better.
Well, it works on any, as far as I know, works on any time frame. Because different time frames. I mean, I trade on the 1 minute time frame, so I put it on the 1 minute. But even if you move to the 5 minute, it should still be on the 5 minute. It should still be there because these candles are just condensed. You just condense 5 candle into one, and so this level is not going to change on the 5 minute. Although you may not see this may not hit the bottom of the 5 minute or the top of the 5 minute, but in general, it should still work. But then again, I don't trade the other time frame, so I don't watch him, so I can't say that for sure. But just going by what we know about charts and how they form candles, I would assume it should still work. Like let's say this 5 minute between here and here, so the candle will be from here down to here, and you should still see it on the 5 minute, and then the next candle will form from here to, let's say, here.
It's too small for some of us to see. Can you enlarge that area a little more or zoom in?
Yeah, I'm in a virtual machine, and that's why it's moving not smoothly because I still haven't got my my ninja working on the regular machines. Yeah. Okay, so I believe yeah, like okay, so let's say 5 minute candle. Let's say it starts here. Second minute, third, 2, 4, 5 minute. That would be from here down to here. So you would have a 5 minute candle here. But I guess yeah, let me just switch to a 5 minute then.
I was just
So we
gonna
can see.
say, it's easier for us to see it 5 minutes than
Well,
25
yeah,
one candle.
since it's kind of hard for me to zoom in, zoom out with I mean the virtual machine is kind of jumping around. Let me just explain why I drew the lines where I'm at first, and then we'll look at the 5 minute a little afterward.
Okay,
So this morning I drew here, I drew at the bottom. You can draw at the top or the bottom. It's just one of those things that I just kind of draw the bottom because I'm hitting down towards the bottom. So I just do this line and then I just kind of look at the top here. I didn't draw here, but then I just kind of it's just one of those things. I mean, you just after you draw for a while, you just kind of just pick a point. I just drew up here, and then like I said, with my experience, I usually notice that they normally go about the same range. So I'm just eyeballing from here down to here would be about the same as from here up to here. So I just drew the next line. I just look at the closest place that I can draw the line and touching one of the candle. Uh, actually down here hasn't formed yet. It hasn't formed yet. So I pre-draw the line down here for the same distance, for the same range as this one up here. So then I just move down and draw drew the next one. This one I drew about 30 minutes ago, but I didn't expect it to go down further. That's why I drew this one here, and then since we got a trend here at the 1921 EMA, it's it I traded a little bit on the MNQ around I think these two candle here, and then I had to go and did some chores on this one, so I missed this trade. But when I came back, I saw it was dropping, and so I entered here, and then that's when I drew the support and resistance, and so I knew I had a feeling that usually I like to close at each of the support or resistance. So I normally will close it here, but the way it's dropping, I had a feeling that it would continue. And plus, it hasn't dropped too much yet. It just started about looks like 30 minutes ago, less than 30 minutes ago. So it should have some more time to go before it reverses or before it starts going sideways. So then that's why I held through here, and then it made a little bounce. Although some of these bounce I could have gotten in, but I just kept holding for it to have a bigger bounce back up, so I can add another micro to it, which it never did. And then here, when it started bouncing here, that's when I added this one, this another contract here, and held it through. And that's when I was posting online on the group about it, trying to hit this support where I'm gonna sell at this support. And I feel that once it hits this support, it may just either go sideways or it may bounce. Nobody really knows. And so, but as far as drawing lines, like I said, just pick any point and just draw it. But the best thing is if you can connect two points, it's even better. Achila, okay, here. Let's do what I just said. And then we will see if what I said is true. Okay. So the next about the same width of that is around here. So I can say around here. I can safely do a Control D and draw a line here. Next one, I could move up about here, draw one here. Move up to about the same width. So that's about it right there. So here, I'm going by this point here, down here on this one. I'm kind of going by this one, and I see that it's also kind of touching somewhere over here, although it went past. It's never just touching or things like that. I mean, it normally would. You would normally try to hit one at the tip, but then the others may go past or may almost touch it. So it's never perfect. But as you can see, drawing here, it touches here, and these moves up and touches there and there. So that's a good support and resistance line right there. So when we move up, I just kind of base it on the most recent, which is this one here. And if you go to the left, yeah, this one went past, but then it came back down. This one almost tried to touch the resistance up here. It never got to it. And as we move back, okay, previous day. This one, see, it went almost touch it. Boy, it comes back down. And these, they went past a little bit, which is fine. I mean, like I said, it's never just touching and then bounce back down, or sometimes they'll go past, they'll come back down. And to continue drawing, we just move up. See, up there is a little too high. Up there, that one's a little too high, so maybe move down. That's about the same width. So I would draw one right there. Okay. So now, if we moved, let's go to 5 minute. That way, it's easier to see the previous days to see if these will be hitting some points. So we move to 5 minutes. Okay, so let me zoom in. I don't like zooming in Ninja. Ninja, you can't press Control and zoom. All right, let me try to move this a little bit to the left. Move a little bit to the right. Okay. So this is 5 minute. Let's say. So here, it's still at the bottom of this candle with this support and resistance line. Down here, that white candle right there, it's close to it. So since you're doing a 5 minute, there's gonna be some candle in between that, which may be the one that you drew the line at the bottom or the top that may not show up on here unless you specifically draw it on the 5 minute. But since I drew on the 1 minute, that tip or the point or that dip may be in between the candles, so it may not show up. But you can still kind of use it. It still works fairly well. See, like right here, this one's kind of close to it. Okay, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in the 5 minute. Okay. See? Is that big enough? Go a little bit bigger.
A little bit more.
It just, yeah, I hate charting with Ninja. Let me all right, virtual machine stop. Yeah, virtual machines. Okay, that's a little bit bigger. So see, even with the 5 minute, I do this on the 1 minute, but it's still kind of reflects the 5 minute. That's sort of at the bottom of this doji here. It is between these two, so it still kind of works. Here it's still kind of in between these candles, so it still works. This one actually hits it at the bottom of that blue candle. This one, it's at the bottom of that blue candle again, and it's a little bit above the red candle before that. But as you go to the right, It's resting. It's at an area where when it came back down, that's when it went a little sideways for a while before it bounces back up. See, and when it bounces back up, see, it bounces up to the next support, next resistance. Because again, why did it stop there? It's because I'm watching it, I'm trading it. I tell myself, well, it's coming up to a resistance. I should stop buying because others might stop buying it too. So I stop buying it, and then some I'll say, oh, it's coming up to a resistance. I may want to sell at the resistance, so they may start selling. So it's just a battle of buyers and sellers, and then here seller just wins, and so just got more sellers or more contracts being sold, so it just starts coming back down. But the point is, it works because other traders are watching it. I'm watching it, and I'm kind of obey it. Like here, I set my sell my buy limit right on it. Okay, so let's move this chart back to see if it touches other points. Okay, so as we come back, it's not touching this one, but because this one is in between the support resistance line. But see this one over here, it's touching it right there. It's an area. It's not an exact line where it comes. The chart, the candle will drop to it and bounce back. It's in an area. So that's kind of close enough. And again, see, even with the 5 minute, it comes right off to these candles. These candle almost this one's almost touching it. These went past, but again, it's just condensing the 5 minute candle loss. It should still pretty much work. Or like this one up here.
Jaden.
Yeah.
Pierre has another question. Pierre is asking, what would be the range you trade for one trade?
The range?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the trade and the chart. Let's move to Thinkorswim, so it may be smoother.
I was just gonna say.
Because I mean, good show up because if I could trade whole ninja, so good show that just so that since I kind of showed that earlier, but I did plan to move to toss because it's smooth genre. So let me fix toss.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that have this question too. Is that yes, come on, multiple lines on there, but let's say you have a blank screen with no resistance and no support lines, and you can start drawing it.
Yeah, like this.
At which area is the most ideal for you to start drawing your first line and then go from there to the next line and so on and so forth?
Well, again, like I said, can it be somewhere? I mean, it's sort of a random thing. Okay, this peak and this peak is touching, so that may be the first one that I draw. That may be the first thing I draw.
So your rule is that 2 points are
I mean
touching a line, and then you start drawing there.
The more points it touches, that's more confirmation that could be support and resistance. Right? If you just have one by itself and two other lòng mũi hit it may just be liên quan tắc của show nó để như like peak shows it, but it's not. See, like if we go, see, like peak, it may not be. It may just happen drop back down because of weak buyers. Buyers are running out. Then they come back down. So it may not be a support resistance, but if I go back to this is another thing that I want to show you guys. The book map that we just got into. But let me just show. Okay, so I guess just to answer your question, you could just start drawing, for example, like here, sure.
So let's say Takino, let's say Takino thầu gì một cái châu sân gió là do cho một cái châu sân gió your time, and the market was just open. You start drawing your support and resistance. And we don't
Yeah.
know the right hand side yet. We only know the left hand side.
Yeah,
Where
so
do you begin doing it?
so then you just try to view the whole, try to get a bigger window. Try to get a bigger window. I probably would just start somewhere. I mean, like here, since this one's touching here, got the I just start drawing, and then move around là tao đó.
Right, because I'm sure that most of us do not trade overnight. We probably get up in the morning and plan for
Yeah.
the trading day and basic your pre-market between 7:30 or maybe 7 to 8:30, or
Yeah.
the pre-market data, and then we will plan where we're gonna hit. So thì do Linda lỡ nói chị bây giờ chỉ bỏ cho right hand side data and we only work
Right.
with left hand side. So
Right,
where do
but
we begin?
that's all. But if you draw support resistance all the time, then you will have it from the previous days. You will have it from the previous times that you've been trading. So unless it moves to a new range, got still trade one, then you won't have a line for it, and you would have to draw that line. So, but then let's say you got beat totally fresh, then I mean, like I said, I sort of just picked the Shannon. These two peaks are pretty obvious to me. Since these two are touching, that's where I would start. But let's say this morning you can't see what's on the right yet. All you have is just those on the left. So I would probably just start somewhere here. Is there a shortcut for drawing price level? Or do I just have to come here and click on this?
Yeah, you do need to do a double click on it.
Can I hold a key and keep on pressing? Keep on
No,
using it?
as far as I know, you have to double click.
Okay, I didn't set this to go all the way to the left. Let's see. What can I set? What can I set it so it goes all the way to the left?
You disable các khóa on drawing.
Okay, disable drawing for there.
Just do a right mouse click anywhere on the screen.
Oh, on the screen.
Wait, right mouse click. You know your roller in the middle of the left and right mouse.
Okay.
Just click on that thing. It will activate the window.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go to the pointer.
And then
Go up to the pointer. There you go. Click on it and then double click the line.
right, and then change it to
And then
extend left.
extend to the left.
So if I do this, save as default, it should go left. Right?
Yeah.
Save. Okay. So red, normally I like a faint line, but the guy that I learned it from, he's called Madass. He likes a really bright green or yellow, which is annoying to my eye. But people have different tastes, and so I normally like it darkly So you guys can, because after so many lines, it's gonna be too busy on the eye. So I like it a little darker. So again, so I'll just look at here and then maybe I'll just draw. But each time that I draw, it's gonna be a little different because plus it depends on the ticker or the symbol that you're trading. It's gonna be different sizes. Like for since this is in Q, I'm not sure what the range is, but yeah, the Gana. Let's see. Can I? Okay, like.
Okay,
Let's say,
Jaden.
yeah.
Jim Vang, I think, has a or Yang has a question, and if they're from top to bottom, I don't quite understand ข้อ question นะที่ Jim why don't you rephrase ข้อ question ใช่ยังลิจ
Jim, you can go on the mic if you like. I don't know about you, but it's easier talking than explaining verbally then. But if not, you can just type.
I'm assuming that he meant from top to bottom, meaning เครื่อง draw ก็จะ chart from top of
Yeah.
the screen to the bottom of the,
Yeah.
of the screen, or
Yeah, if you have the first one, then you just start drawing and it just fill up. Just fill up. If you think the day is gonna go down or that, yeah, just only put that or just start predicting the next support or resistance and just keep drawing. That way you don't have to draw it once the chart moves to that range. So
so I guess the answer would be it can be either or. I mean, you can draw from top to bottom or from bottom to the top, depending on the directions of the.
It doesn't matter.
The
It
chart.
doesn't matter. So Lina, leave back there. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Nora. I don't see all this for. All right. I only have up to, let's say, 8. Okay. So then I just decided to draw there. You can start somewhere, or let's say you can start up there. So just move down here. Draw one right there. Okay. Well, all right, that's drawn. So then I can draw in one. Like I said, since this one is from here to here, I'm gonna go by about that same size. So about that same size is around right here. And then when I move here, I'm just gonna try to connect closest to some other points that I see. If I don't see there, I might want to move how do I move left? Try not to go too much farther to the left. Hold on, let me change my days. One minute. Still 1 minute. What can I add? Number of days. Okay, days. Let's go that much. Okay, this way we have more data to work with. Okay, so like I said, since I let's say I started at the top here, since I know there's the higher pre-market. So I'll draw a line, double click there. Next one, I just move it down to there. Next one, I move it to about the same distance from here to here, which is, and I try to touch as many points as I can. So I'm touching on a point there and these 2 points here. So that might be a good one to start. And that's about the same distance from here to here and here to here. It's a little wider, but actually this one we can move up a little bit to top. I meant to, let's see. So let's go
Okay,
at the
we got
top.
the
That way
idea.
it's a little closer to the same width. Then I'll move down. Well, then this one's a little wider, which is fine. Like I said, it's not gonna be an exact all the time. It's just an estimate of of a level that you get to or you drop to, but after you do it for a while, then you just sort of draw, and then when you see that people when the trade hits it and they sort of respect it, then you know that you drew it right. But if I drew it like this and the next one, well, if I draw these lines, then a lot of times it comes down and they don't the chart doesn't respect it. It just goes straight through, or thing like yeah, I could have drawn incorrectly, or or like this morning. I mean, see, even though I drew that a lot of lines here, they went straight through. Doesn't mean I drew them incorrectly. It's just because it's got a lot of downward momentum, or a lot of sellers, and so they just sell through those support or resistance without pausing, without going, without taking any those lines, those point in consideration. So now can't hide. Okay, yeah, this way I can move it. Okay, so this morning I drew those lines there, so I drew this line. This is the previous day, so I'll move up here and maybe draw one here. But like I said, without going back to maybe previous day, you can normally assume that since the next one should be around there. Next one, about the same distance, would be around there. Same distance would be around there. And around there. And like I said, this is how I did it this morning. Without going back and looking at the previous few days and draw, usually kind of predict that. So I just kind of drew, and many times you do that, but there'll be times that it seemed like I would be off too. But see, that'll draw without seeing these over here again. They think you kind of teach there. See how how it's hitting the peak right there. It's this one's a little bit below, but again, it's not an exact line that they bounce off of, but it's just an area. So I drew this line here, and it kind of hover around this line for a bit before it bounces back up. So if we go more to the left, let's see if these lines hit others. Okay, so we come over here. Okay, it's pass G, but a lot of times, normally it could be reused for future trades, but sometimes you may have to move it around, or as you move forward, huh? Like in the past, I may have this line here. I may have this line right here. But in future, it may move up a little bit or down a little bit, so you may just have to adjust a little bit. Or it more accurately reflects the current trade. But what's gonna happen now? They kind of normally hover around the range throughout as it goes. So when I get there, basically you go more to the left, or like okay. Again, this line is touching here, so and it's a little bit here. These two went down past a little bit, but they could just gone down past just because, like I said, it's an area. It's not a line that you can't go past. Or if we look at this one here, it sort of touches these sort of move and touches them. And this one here, see this one bounce up to it, it touches it. This one never got up to the next one. Looking at these down here, you have one here, you have a one here touching it. This one down here, it touches right there. So although you do have some in between, like I said, just go by the range. Because otherwise, if you stop putting too many, then like if you decided to put one in between, which is fine too. If you think there's some kind of support or resistance in between, hold on, which is fine too. So you can put one in between and then just try to add it to the rest if that's what you're doing. But so it's just there's no technique behind it. It's just sort of do and what you feel like and what you usually what it just kind of sort of makes sense that you was it, but there isn't any method that there's no exact method to doing it. So the best thing is just try to connect multiple points and try to stick to the recent data because that's what you're trading. I don't know. Other than that, and like okay, and here's another thing that I was gonna mention. These lines should, if you use Bookmap, which Tu introduced Zhongyu to it recently. If you compare it to the Bookmap, they should the line should come pretty close to support resistance. What is actually shown here? If you guys don't know what Bookmap is or level 2, it shows the it shows the number of contracts or shares for stocks that people are lined up waiting for it to be sold and to buy at a certain price. And so this one is showing that when this is red, at this point here, it's showing a lot of people lined up to sell their contracts. But since now it's it's changing color, so it's low at 87 contracts right now. And then if you go down, it's red. This should be a big number. Okay. Red, it's 115. But since I don't have a ES, if we go to ES and if we draw the lines, then if you have Bookmap, you could do one. You could look at here and draw support at 436 and then go off from there if you like. That'd be one good way to do it. Because here it's actually showing that people are this 115 contracts waiting to be bought. Yeah. And now this one's increasing to 108. So you kind of start off here and then move up or down based on the chart after you do the first one. Like I said, either start with 436 or start with 4145, and then look at your chart and just draw from there. So basically that's how I use support resistance. And it works because, like I said, a lot of other traders are looking at it and they obey it. Not everybody, but it's because people obey it and a lot of people use it because it's there's not much to learn about it comparing to other indicators, which fewer people know about it. Because I mean, I know what MACD. I know the name MACD is. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it does. I mean, I don't study charting or technical analysis, so I don't know all those. But support resistance is simple, so it's easy to learn, and so more people would know about it. Uh, I guess basically that's it. I mean, you guys got questions, or you guys want to look more for examples? We can look at it, but that's what's just drawing. Just pick a point and just go off from there. Equal distance, or nearly around equal distance away from there, up and down. Just go down, just go up. Okay, any questions? You guys still online?
Yes, we still are. I'm just waiting for everybody to
Okay.
jump in.
All right. So I can't see the let's see. Okay. To answer this question, so you would take the trade when it reaches support or resistance. Yes. You use support resistance to enter and exit position most of the time. Normally you don't want to enter a position in the middle because it may not go down anymore, or it may do a pullback if I if I short here. So the ideal place to enter position is around support and resistance. So if I were to trade, like if I were to trade here, I would wait until, I mean, I, I would use a 90-21 EMA too, but I would try to I would not try to, like, it's coming down here, it's reaching a support here. I would not try to enter a position right here. I would wait to see if it's gonna bounce or not, to see if it's gonna show signs of going through it before I enter. Especially wait until it goes through it, and then it's not bouncing back up. Then that's where I would enter, and I'll hold. Here it made a big drop. I would close the position around the next one, and I would wait and re-enter position somewhere here for it to go down again. So yes, you would enter positions at support and resistance. That's the best place to enter and exit positions. Well, no, I would like to use more Bookmap, but I don't subscribe. I don't too poor to subscribe to Bookmap, so I'm not just using the free one, which only show the ES. But I think in the future I would subscribe to it so I can trade the other symbols more. Yeah, Bookmap is a good visual representation of level 2, which I'm used to, but I heard about Bookmap for a long time, but I just never got into it until Jack mentioned it, and I started looking, and well, it makes sense. I mean, it gives you a pretty picture to look at, and gives you more information than just level 2. Level 2 doesn't give you that. What I like about Bookmap is it gives you past info. Level 2, once it changes, you don't know what it was 2-3 minutes ago. Okay. And any other questions? If not, then
Do you keep your support and resistance line for several days, or do you clean that
yeah.
up pretty
Well,
much?
no, keep it forever. Like I said, just keep it forever. Just keep updating it as you just keep updating as you move as you trade. So here I would adjust. Giờ thì chắc này come pass on á. I may giờ thì if I don't have these lines, I would move my support and resistance down here. Giờ thì cũng don't draw down on it. So if I do that, then I may want to readjust. You pretty much just kind of readjust it as you go because the old support and resistance may not get respected anymore. Just because few days for a few weeks has passed and people aren't looking at those anymore, and then new support and resistance may start. But then again, like I said, they are usually around the same distance, and so if you got one, they are pretty much what I find is that equal distance. You can work most of the time, but then don't be afraid to adjust them up and down just because when they hit at a different level, especially if they hit all corner. Hit, come on, they copy. Now they drop they 90 bounce back up. Now it's bouncing back up again. Now it's people are observing this level as good support. So move your move your support to it. If it's a little bit off, move it down to it. That's my experience. Any other questions?
Everybody, it's now it's your turn to ask question.
And if you ask me how important is it to me as a trader, all I use is support resistance, price action, and if I'm trading a trend, then I use 921 EMA. But if I don't trade trend, or if I'm scalping, 921 EMA still comes helpful. But mainly I use support and resistance. Like if it drops, like if I scalp this morning, when it drops, when it's gonna hit support down here, I'm gonna try to close my position before it touches it or as close to it as possible because it may bounce back up. See, like right here, it bounced back up. So if I held on to it, hoping for it to go down, and hope is not a strategy. So you keep on hoping for it to go down, it may not go down. Or so I would sell my position down here and wait for the next handle. And see it bounce back up. So I would go long here, long here. Now it's approaching another support resistance up here. I would close my position, but I don't hold more than 3-4 candles anyway. Since we're trading with Apex with the trailing threshold, it's not ideal for us to keep on holding if it bounces back. I hate giving any pennies back, and so I don't like to hold. But if I don't have if we don't trade with Apex and I have more cushion, I would hold through I would hold much longer, and I might hold through past each of these support and resistance depending on how I feel based on price action. So for me, support resistance is pretty much the only indicator I use if support and resistance are considered indicators. And like I said, so as you can see, my charts are not. Let's see. My virtual machine. As you can see, my charts are not cluttered with indicators all over. All I have is just lines, support and resistance lines, and you'll see VWAP and 921 EMA. Pretty much those are the three indicators that I use. And now I kind of started using where my mouse go? My mouse is gone. I get locked out? Because my PC sometimes will lock me out or freeze. You guys
We
still
can-
there?
we're still here.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Yeah, my
And
mouse
we
is
can see you.
okay. Well, mouse still shows up. My mouse is gone. My mouse pointer.
Yeah, thầu
But
có
I got
switch,
two.
thầu có activate cái khẩu taskbar your switch screen là tiếp bỏ tới chỉ nó thêm.
Okay. Let me exit out of exit out of the virtual machine. Okay. And then recently I've been using high to low indicator to open indicator. Just so I can tell that the ranges. So I can tell that the high and the low how wide they are without actually trying to look for the higher of day candle or the low of day candle. So the yellow here is the I mean this is not how I normally draw it, but I normally draw it all the way across. So this is the high of day, which is right here, but I don't have to look back and try to see where the high of day is. And this should be a line down here too, but this is blocking it. But that's how I trade. I mean, any other questions? Well, if you want to see more examples, we can do more. If
I think
yeah,
Anu
it's
has a
like if
question
not,
for you.
it's yeah. Go ahead, you're new.
She has it in the chat, so you can go read it.
She rather type tonight, huh, new? Yeah, new. I'm a hardcore day trader. If I could, I would be trading low float, but I'm too poor. As you as you can see, I've been trying to trade raise a low um a 25K account, and I wasn't able to do so. That's why I'm doing futures now, since I don't have to spend big money to have an account. So with Apex, we just spend $20 or 40 or $80 and we get a 50K account. So that's something Jay can afford. But other than that, Jay can't be raising a 2-3K anymore. Keep losing. So yes, Jay's a day trader, and that's why Jay keep mentions to you guys that the day trading mentality. And it's kind of hard for me to switch back to trend trading, because especially scalping. I didn't scalp before, but when we got with Apex and with the trailing threshold, I felt that I don't want to give any back, and so I felt that scalping would be better suited for Apex, since you get in real quick and you get out and try to take money at the top, at the bottom, and not let it come back down with a trend. If you close out at support or resistance like I do, then if it reaches it, then you don't get much back. But I got burned a few times B Apex, and that's when I switched over to scalping, and then just been doing it and loving it. It's like playing game. Scalping is like playing game. Jack and I think Jack agrees it's like playing game. When you make big money out of scalping, it's more fun than sitting here and watching a long trend go down. Although you do make big money, but you sit here do nothing and just watch it for 30, 40 minutes or a couple of hours. Uh yeah, I'm hitting my one year in May, which is which is now. I think I started actually trading real money in May, although I did trade sometimes as because I was impatient, I want to be rich quick. So as I was trading steady, day trading, I was trading actual money, and I lost my 25K trading account doing that way. So by the time I was ready to trade, I ran out of money to start a 25K account, which would allow me to day trade anytime. but I didn't have it, so that's why I tried to raise a small account, which didn't work out. So now I found Apex, and it's been 6 months. No, actually, no, about 9, about almost 9 months. And I think it's 8 months, and I think it's working out. I'll post something. Well, but you're not in the group anymore. But I'll start posting again and in the trader groups. Okay. Anything else? Well, it's what you tổng có conclude là sẽ cần watch hai đến xong actually went longer than I thought. I didn't think
Yeah.
we would have this much.
Unshare your screen and we'll see where we go from there.
All right. You're welcome, new. I know you know all this stuff already, but maybe you just may not use it.
Ok, nên là từ mua đồ nô cho Jaden nó chơi nô chỉ lên tới chơi wa trong xe mà nó Jaden họ muốn Jaden lúc xe hở li ít mong tận nó cho là cho nó bé khi bé cho Jaden draw support the resistance thì họ thà mình chỉ cho cho book map thì họ thà lười ya lù bên mềm bây giờ thì giờ họ muốn nô cho Jaden nó là nô tao ít nó chỉ muốn nô ít nó là bé sinh chỉ đi nói họ cho là lù tư của xe đi cha nó là mà đi họ các sinh nô đuôi nhất rồi trong sang investment là giờ xong đến chắc khai thông Jaden xử là tao mà Charlie ia second donation là thì chúng mình luôn là nó chỉ của mình sẽ close là
Yeah, sure, Jay, but like so if you guys want to ask any questions, just either ask me directly or you ask in the group. So I show up early during the open. I'm normally there during the open up to 11 or 12 after the try whatever. I do look in there once in a while. So if you got anything to ask, just message me directly or ask on there. Alright.
OK thì 我找呢我找这点我找一个我考虑是天我找的是的都讲天你让真的是的找嘛那里面看 Good night to everybody we'll see you tomorrow morning and good luck
Yeah, no
tomorrow
problem. Hope you guys learn something.
一考呢，一考得着，我那时候一报大的，就是要FOMC 它给条 the Federal Reserve is going to announce rate increase 了呀，你假如它给头搞一蒙大数的条，也你这
What time zone?
1 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock your time.
Well, too bad I may not trade because I don't have my PC connection.
Just in case you
it kind of
haven't
lags in virtual machine.
Just in case you aren't aware, and if you are, great. Again, thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
All right. See everybody somewhere.